I understand how important it is to have a place called home, and it's frustrating using your hard-earned money on rent. Vic Prasad can make you a homeowner. Get pre-approved services provided to first-time buyers and new immigrants. You can qualify for mortgage even if you have bad credit. Call Vic Prasad now on 604-306-6647. Vic Prasad is associated with Craft Mortgages Canada Incorporated.
For any kind of visa-related services, contact Milky Way Immigration, a galaxy of opportunities located at Unit 209-9547 152 Street, Surrey, BC. They have licensed immigration consultants, placement officers, and LMIA experts to meet your immigration and recruitment needs. Book one-time free consultation either on Facebook or by calling 604-396-0005. Bollywood Banquet Hall and Conference Center, located at Pile Business Center at 201-8166 128th Street in Surrey. No celebration is too small to accommodate you. They have newly renovated 2 halls to serve you, up to 1,000 guest capacity, top-notch chefs to delight you with delectable and heavenly cuisine. So just call Bollywood Banquet Hall at 604-598-2700 for your events. For all your party rental needs, a Langley Party Rental is open under the new management. The location is Unit 230-19358 6th Street in Langley. No job is too small or too big for your special occasions. So give them a call at 604-530-9155 or email info@langleypartyrentals1@outlook.com. United Pallets and Crates is located at 11585 134th Street in Surrey, BC. Give Sam Dooler a call at 604-760-2028 or call the office number at 604-634-2001. You can also visit the website, which is www.unitedpalletsandcrates.com, or send us email at info@palletsandcrates.com.
Hello and welcome to Viti Vibes. You have never seen me sitting on this set before on Viti Vibes. But today is the first time I am sitting and I'm introducing myself. My name is Camilla and I produce other 3 shows. So we're gonna be talking about something that we haven't talked in the past. And that is what the youth show is all about, to bring the issues of the youth in the Fijian community, or in any community for that matter. So today what we're going to be talking about is, we're going to be looking at the Fijian community, particularly Fijian community, with the lens that nobody wants to talk about, nobody even admits it happens in our community. But it does, and that's what we are here to talk about. I have invited Eileen Mohan. She lost her son about 15-16 years ago, and she has been on our shows many times, and you also have seen her on the mainstream media many times. Her case is not done, and you will be seeing her many more times too, until she finds peace or something gonna come to resolution with the death of her son, Christopher Mohan. So, what I'm trying to talk in here is about drugs, alcohol, overdose in our community that we never want to talk about. Nobody wants to go near that. We all live in denial. But somebody needs to talk about it, and somebody has to find some resources and be able to help the family that children are using drugs. So welcome, Eileen.
Thank you for having me.
You have been on the show many times, and I'm so sorry that every time we bring this topic up, it also brings the memory of Christopher. And we want to have Christopher with us and talked about and alive all the time. We just don't want to say, okay, just because it's 15 years ago that happened, that Christopher is forgotten. He's never forgotten, and he will never be forgotten. So we are gonna talk about, give a little bit background. I know a lot of people know your story. You have here many times. Just in a snapshot, what has happened to Christopher?
Well, it's a snapshot is hardly a phase, but October 19, 2007, Christopher was leaving home to go and play his basketball game, that day I was supposed to stay home, but work called and I returned back to work, and I left Christopher home. We had moved from the 14th floor to the 15th floor. It was only 3.5 weeks that we were on the 15th floor because
It's one of the condominiums right here in city.
exactly. The 14th floor we sold, and then we moved to the 15th floor just as a temp before we got possession to our home. But when we moved to the 15th floor, we didn't know our neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
And our neighbor right opposite us was a drug dealer. He was using that apartment as a stash of drugs, and so on October 19th, his rivals, Jamie Bacon's gang, Red Scorpion, and he was of the Independents, I think, and they clashed. And then on October 19th, they came to kill my neighbor.
That's what original plan was.
Yeah, and so no, they managed to kill my neighbor and his four other friends, and a fireplace associate was in that apartment cleaning the fireplace. Innocent person, Ed Schellenberg. They killed him. Christopher was about to leave after our fireplace got clean. Was leaving his home, our home, to go play basketball. And the killers clashed in the hallway, and Christopher became a witness, and they shot him. And so ever since then, from 2000 up till now, people have been sentenced, first degree, second degree, sentences were reduced, but the killers who actually did the killing are appealing their sentences. So the past 16 years, we've been revolving through the courts. This happens, that happens, that happens, and the matter is still not settled. And Christopher at that time was only 22 years, 4 months and 19 days old. Beautiful boy. You know, he was in school at BCIT, studying to become a civil engineer. He was playing basketball for the last 7 years, never missed one day. And at home, a beautiful son to have. He used to be teased by his friends, even in school and at home, a mama's boy.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, anything he'll come and ask me. And Christopher and I felt like Christopher and I grew up together. And we were not too much of a mother and son, but we were best friends. Mm-hmm. And he could come and tell me about anything and everything. I could discuss with him everything. From a small age, you know, we were very close. And if I was cooking, he would come and cook with me. By the time we got older, when I came home from work, he would actually be able to cook me a meal and wait for me. Wow. That's how beautiful he was. Clean, polite. He'd clear the dishes out, you know, take the trash. Never, as old as Christopher was, he never answered me back. That's how beautiful of a human being he was. And my friends and family used to say, Eileen, can we take Christopher home with us? And he used to get into a lot of trouble by his cousins saying, boy, you make us look bad in front of our parents. Yes. Like, you know, but he
was so
me.
obedient.
And if we're out in a function, like every half an hour or so, he'll come and check me up. Mom, are you okay? Are you okay? You know? So, and the other parents would say to their son, Christopher came to check for his mama, but what about you guys?
Yeah. You never come and see how mom is doing, nothing. Oh, what a beautiful
I know when the
soul.
music used to start, used to say, "Mom, my first dance is with you. Come, let's go." He was never shy to dance with me, give me a hug in public, give me a kiss on the cheek. I travel by SkyTrain. I work downtown, so sometimes I walk to the SkyTrain in high heels. By the time I come, the snow is there.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'll call him, "Christopher, bring my snowshoes." So he'll bring my snowshoes,
Just
help
the
me,
SkyTrain.
put me on,
Yeah.
and then we'll hold my hand and we'll walk home together.
Wow. You're really blessed. Even for 20, 21 years, you have a child that was so attached to you. It's just become part of you.
Once in a lifetime, I always tell everybody that you feel really, really, really loved by somebody.
Yeah, yeah.
And Christopher gave me that love.
That love, yeah.
Yes.
Invincible. Okay, so sorry, I can't bring him back, but I know that every time we talk about it, it's like he's here and we are talking about him. And that's how it is gonna be for the rest of your life.
Of course.
Yeah, it's never gonna disappear from your thoughts. And so anyhow, let's change the subject a little bit. And now people know who Eileen is and who Christopher is. So now talk a little bit about there's so much drugs happening. It's not saying our community is immune to that, or we're not saying we are the biggest drug dealers, and we are not saying anything like that. But we also see that there is an issue with using, abusing, overdosing in our community as well. And when we talk about that, there's so many young kids are dying right now. And every time I find out, my heart breaks because I'm a mother of 3 kids. And I have grandkids coming up too. That my heart breaks that when a child dies in front of you, as a parent, we always think that as I grow older, these will be my children that will say final goodbye to me, right? But when you lose a child before your time is up, it's so, so, so painful. But what we hear in the community and see and attend funerals as well, that there are so many young people dying.
Well, if you go and really immerse yourself into what RCMP has done in Surrey, they've developed youth communities, and they have, I'm part of the RCMP basketball community, where they actually award youth at risk.
Okay.
And I've been giving scholarships to youth at risk who have turned their life around.
Yeah.
And so the RCMP are trying to lure children out of gang life and drug life. But the police and the government can only do so much.
Yeah.
Discipline, love, nurturing all starts from home, from a very small age and from home. So as parents, when you're at home, you have the ample opportunity to look at your children and guide them into directions that you feel they should be going, or all the passion they have about them. Someone to be a guitarist, someone to sing, someone to become a doctor, a lawyer, a dentist, a social worker. Always inspire your children to follow their dreams, but also be vigilant.
Mm-hmm.
Always be vigilant about where your child is going, who they're associating with. Become friends with their children. I find that RCMP, by the time they catch a youth, and this is probably maybe their first crime or their second crime, and they know it's a continuous capture of this youth, they try to go and speak to parents, but they find that the parents do not want to talk to the police. They have this roadblock between police intervention and parents. And some parents, I have to tell you, live within the proceeds of crime. They know their children are bringing in money, but they don't want to know where the money is coming from, and they contribute towards the family income. I mean, through experience, when Christopher died, I looked into the lives of the 4 drug dealers who died, who were targeted to be killed. I'm telling you, one drug dealer had a bonds and mutual funds and thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars stacked away. So when he died, that money went to his family, but those were proceeds of crime.
Now what the police does now, so maybe it didn't happen then, but if there are any proceeds of the crime, whether you bought the house, condo, money, gold, rings, I think
It's forfeited.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they say, well, just because you don't have a job, what job do you have? They don't have a job, and they will
forfeited.
Yeah, forfeited that those materialistic thing, and because they know there is no other way but the proceeds of the crime. So when you are saying that some parents even benefit from them, don't these parents ask, if my son or a daughter doesn't have a job, or she is working at 7-Eleven, McDonald's making $13, $14, $15 an hour, and when you have so much money and the clothes and all the brand name shoes, pairs, jewelry, everything, don't they ever ask, how does that happen, or where are you getting the money to buy all these fancy stuffs?
You know, in the society, when you're a middle class parent, right, or a lower income parents, both parents are either working 2 shifts or 3 shifts. Mother comes in, father goes out, father comes in, mother goes out, and the children are left at home on the trust of the parents, thinking they are going to come home, they're going to study, they're going to feed themselves, they ensure that, you know, the children are safe and secure, the mortgages need to pay because they need a roof over their head and everything. But in 50% of the cases, I'm not saying all, but in 50% of the cases, these children take advantage of the trust that the parents inspire in them, and they start walking the wrong side of the law. And that's where, you know, and then parents are like too busy to know what is happening or going on in their children's life, because there's bills to be paid. Look at our world today. It's so expensive. So it goes both ways. There's, you know, I would believe that if you need to bring your children up in the developed world, we are in the developed world, you need one parent to be home to be guiding the children along. 2 parents working does not work in most cases. Like even if you have like shift 2-3 jobs, it works, but you have to keep an eye on your kids. And if you lose track of what they're doing and their activities, that's when, because teenager is such a vulnerable time in a child's life, and they can be lured into anything. Oh, you know, drop this package here and I'll give you $20. Of course, $20 is $20 for them.
You can go to McDonald's.
I know. And then that's how it starts in school. Oh, and then all of a sudden, oh, you know what? I'll pick you up and let's go to a restaurant, and they, you know, entertain these youngsters. And then from there, they start becoming a part of the family of drug dealers.
Yeah. Because they see how easy this money is coming.
Yes.
I don't have to work. I don't have to do nothing. But I can still wear that palmy jacket and nice shoes and nice fancy watch and can drive a nice fancy car. So we just load the kid to be part of them, what they are doing.
Mm-hmm.
But the risk is that they are sitting in there, their lives are okay. And the person that is in between,
The youth.
the
in
youth,
between.
yeah. And they said, especially grade 6 to 8, even elementary school, they are people, they are dealers, they recruit their team, whatever, from elementary schools.
Yes.
And they know which kids to pick. The one that is alone, maybe, lonely, stays back and plays little longer. Parents, nobody's picking them up. So they know what the target is. And these kids are so innocent.
But you have to remember, in Christopher's case, the drug dealers came from affluent families. Jamie Bacon his mother is a credit union manager, father was a teacher, right? Affluent families. And most of them, and the two Lal brothers, came from affluent families.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So not only families who are middle class, but affluent families, their children think, because they have so many things at home,
Yeah.
the luxuries that are provided by the parents, they think the world belongs to them,
Yeah.
and they can turn and twist the laws around. And just because they're youth, they can't be sentenced
Yeah.
for too long. They take advantage of that phase, and so does the drug dealers.
Yeah.
Because they're under 16.
Yeah.
The law will not slap a sentence on them that is harsh.
Yeah.
And so...
And you don't have no criminal record either. Yeah.
So
they are
they
using
spin
these,
the
yeah,
laws
yeah.
around their little finger. And once you're after 16, then you become accustomed to the money, accustomed to sitting in brand name restaurants and eating lobsters. But what is the aftermath of that? The aftermath of that is you're lying in a tarp, covered. Your body will be covered in tarp after you've been shot. How many youth have died? How many youth have died that way? After 16 and going into 18, they don't even last till 20.
If you have never talked to the children when they're growing up, you have company coming, you are entertaining them, you are drinking, you are having good time, and the kids are in the bedroom playing. Oh, take the toys, go play, and all that. What I'm trying to say, when you did not establish the communication with your children, and when they need you the most, you are not there. And when they are 12, 13, 14, you want to become their friends or best friends. You want them to come to talk to you what's happening in school, what's happening with your life, then is you lost that opportunity.
Yeah.
They are not gonna come because you were not there when they needed. Now the friends are there. Everything about friends. The
Very
friends,
true.
my friend, I'm going to my friend's house. Or this is my friend, I'm spending time, I'm going eating, my friend. When you miss the boat, it's very, very difficult, but I think it's never too late. I think you should always try to build the rapport with your children and spend time.
Well,
Whatever little time you have
Very true.
very one-to-one time.
But I think, the children see how hard the parents work to pay the bills.
Yeah.
And sometimes when they're 16, 17, 18, that's when they realize, I have all this.
Yeah.
It's because my parents gave it to me. And then they start turning around. There are a segment of children who do turn around and become friends,
Yeah.
But the hardcore ones who have already sold their soul to their friends and drugs and gangs, they will come around, but by the time they come around, it will be too late.
So, one piece of advice as a mother, you have raised beautiful children and you lost But what
one
would you-
piece of advice is I kept my son close to me. Like whatever I did, I involved him. Christopher, I'm going here. Let's go together. Or I'm going shopping. Christopher, come with me. Let's do this. And if I come back from work and I'm working and you'll say, Mommy, what are you doing on computer? Come and help me read this. Involve your children in your life, every step of your life. Even if you're having a nap and you're going for say, I think you should take a nap too because I'm having a nap. It's a Sunday. It's a siesta time. Let's have a nap together or let's cook together. I would say capture the moment while they are growing up.
Yeah.
And celebrate what you brought into this world. You
Yeah.
brought this beautiful soul.
Yeah.
That's part of your flesh and blood, and they will take you into the next generation. So let's celebrate our children.
Mm-hmm.
Let's become friends. Let's see and walk with them, hold their hands, and find out what inspires them. Not what inspires you for them, but what inspires them for their future.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of parents make the mistake of, so you should become a doctor, you should become a lawyer. No. Let's ask what they want to do. And if you take an opinion from a child, he'll sit down and talk to you. I want to do this. Oh, I want to buy this. Oh, Mommy, can I do this? Oh, Mommy, can we go there?
Mm-hmm.
If you open up, they will open up with you.
Mm-hmm. Make your kids the best friend you have.
Yes.
Even though discipline them, you have to provide whatever they need, like the shelter, food, and everything else. But at the same time, have an open, heart-to-heart talk with your children. After all, you're not talking to anybody else's kid.
Mm-hmm.
You are talking to your own children.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So with that, I'm looking at the clock right now. I think we ran out of time, but what a beautiful segment we have done for the youth on this show. And thank you so much for sharing your experience.
Thank you.
That ain't fat, double shot your fingers, then you lean back. All out of state, 20 days, they never seen that. Ain't fat, double shot your fingers, then you lean back.